There was a phrase that I saw on the news the other day. It's called quarantine fatigue. Quarantine fatigue. That's when you get tired of being under the shelter in place. You're tired of seeing the same four walls every day. You're tired of seeing the same food in the cupboards. You're tired of being stuck in the house with the same people. You're tired of worrying about whether you have enough toilet paper. You're tired that you can't go out to eat, you can't go out to play, you can't go out to see your friends. That applies to students, to adults, it applies to everybody. Quarantine fatigue can really wear us down. And what it does to us is it makes us more cynical, it makes us want to withdraw, it makes us quieter, it makes us depressed, it makes us not want to do anything. That's what quarantine fatigue can do. And this concept, it isn't a new concept. I remember a few years ago there was a series of natural disasters. There was a flood in one part of the world, and there was earthquake, and devastating earthquake elsewhere, and there's huge fires burning down places in other parts of the world. There's a hurricane or storms and just different things. And so you would get call after call or ad after ad asking for people to donate money to help out this place that was devastated, or this place that's been on fire, another place that's underwater. And it's just so many different causes, good causes. But after a while, a lot of researchers noticed a thing that they called compassion fatigue. So when you see the first natural disaster, it makes you want to contribute, but then you start seeing the second, third, fourth, and fifth, and pretty soon you say, I've only got so much money, I can't help out anymore, and don't even bother me asking for help. And so those who give start getting tired, they get stretched, they get stressed. Well, quarantine fatigue is no different than that. And so what can we do? Well, I want to share with you a passage from Romans chapter 12 and verses 9 through 13. As you listen to this, it sounds like Paul is trying to be like a coach, trying to get his team to get back into the game again. Now, that's not the context of this passage, but just these words themselves can speak to people whose hearts are kind of flagging under the weight of all that we're going through. Let's hear this passage here. Let love be genuine. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Do not be slothful in zeal. Be fervent in spirit. Serve the Lord. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. Contribute to the needs of the saints, and seek to show hospitality. It's almost like Paul is saying, get back in there. Get up. You can do this thing here. Let your love be genuine, he begins. Make sure you're doing this from the right heart. Ask God to help you, to fill you with that love for people around you. He says, love one another with a brotherly love, and then says, outdo one another in showing honor. Don't be second best. Be the best. He says, don't be slothful in zeal, verse 11. Show that you care. Go to your neighbor, or you see someone in the store, and when you're shopping, maybe this clerk is looking kind of haggard, or maybe if you're going to the doctor to get checked up or something, and you see that the person is really worn down. Even if you're on the phone with somebody, try to bring some joy into their lives. What I often do is when I'm joking with a clerk or some representative, and at the end I really appreciate what they've done, the amount of courtesy they gave me, the amount of assistance that they provided. I'll say, hey, you know what? Tell your boss, I said, you can take the rest of the day off with pay. And of course, they all kind of say, yeah, right. But, it brings a little life into their hearts. And if you're able to strike up a conversation, just start with something saying, hey, how's it going? Really, how's it going? And be prepared to listen for a minute or two. A lot of people, they feel like nobody cares about them. They're just pieces of a machine that are moving on and on. There's some nameless face in this world, and nobody really cares about them. But you show them that you care, and you can really warm up someone's life with that. So reach out to somebody, like I said, your neighbor, or contact somebody, send them an email and say, hey, how are you? Better yet, pick up the phone and call them. Just, hey, I just thought about you. I just wondered how you're doing. That's all. You don't have to hint about going out to dinner together or something like that. You just show an interest in them. That's what it means to be not be slothful in zeal, but to be fervent in spirit. Contributing to the needs of the saints and seeking to show hospitality. All these things in this little passage here, Romans 12:9 through 13. You can apply those even right here, right now, in a time like this. So don't let quarren fatigue get you down. Let God's word pick you up. Pick you up and let others wonder, why are you so good? What makes you so happy? What gives you that spark in your life? And then you have room to testify. That's our encouraging word for today.